Hey everyone, welcome back to Mr. Holland's Classroom. I just wanted to make a video today to show how math can be fun. I was at the dollar store recently. You can actually find a video of me taking a tour of my local Dollar General and some things that I suggest that you can look for if you're going out to get the essentials and you happen to be upon the dollar store. There's some materials in there you can find, and one thing that I grabbed was some M&Ms. They're Easter variety, so the colors are a little bit different, but they're M&Ms, none the same. So I wanted to show you a couple of things that you can do with M&Ms in terms of math. I'm actually going to make another video that shows how you can use M&Ms for literacy, believe it or not, and I just wanted to give you a couple of things. So I actually made a video about how to use manipulatives for math, but let's be honest, playing with candy is a lot more fun. So this is something that I do in my classroom sometimes to kind of spice things up so that the kids don't go, oh, we're doing the same thing in math again. Oh my goodness. We're going to spice it up and make it a little bit fun. So obviously when you're talking about candy and math, you can do a number of things. You can sort out by color. You can take some away, you can add some together, but I want to show you a couple ways of doing that. Obviously, you know that if you're looking at a number sentence, you can make it look like that with M&M. So if you have 2 plus 3, you can show 2 and 3 together make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's your number. But you can also do that using a number graph or a number line. And we like to use various ways of showing numbers. And that's why I have the number line here. We introduce this to our students in kindergarten, but you learn to work with them all the way up to the upper grades. So this is a good foundational point to use. So to show this on here, what we have our friends do, we have them do a couple things, but first we start at whatever number starts first. So this starts with a 2. So we start there, and you can use the M&M as a marker, and if your child makes it through, then they can have that M&M to eat, and it's all fun. And then we move on to the next one. But so we start at 2. You can start up here, or you can start down here, doesn't matter. But we're looking at, are we getting some more, or are we taking some away? And your students at this point should know that a plus sign means that we're getting some more, we're adding more. So on the number line, we show that adding more, we get bigger, we get more, we go this way. If it's subtraction and we're taking some away, we're getting less, we go this way. So we start at 2, and then we don't add another one and then go right. We don't go, oh, well, there's 2 and then we have 3, so put them together. No, that's a misconception. Students might often do this if they're not in practice of how to use a number line. So you show them, okay, no, we started at 2 and we're going to go 3 more. We're going to move 3 more on a number line. So we move and count 3. 1, 2, 3. And you're showing your child the number that we ended on is what? 5. So we started with 2 and we moved 3 more, and now we have 5. And you can say, well, let's check it to make sure that makes sense. I'm looking over here at our little problem again. So I had 2 and then I got 3 more. So I had 2, 3, 4, 5. That makes sense. It checks out. So you're showing your child using different methods how to get the same answer, and that way your child is hopefully making connections and saying, oh, if I can do it like this, I can also do it like this. Another example, 0 plus 7. So again, you start with where the first number is at. You start at 0. How many do you need to move more? Well, we can't go back. We're not taking any away. We don't even teach negatives in kindergarten or first grade, so we're not even going to touch that part. You could if you wanted to, if you felt like your child can do it. But we start at 0 and then we move 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're showing your child a tangible way of getting to those numbers. Now, I did add something else to this. you can do the subtraction where you start at the first number always, and then we're taking some away, so we're going to get smaller, so we're going to go down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your child is seeing that these numbers check out. But one thing I wanted to show you is that you can start playing little tricks on them. You can say, all right, I'm going to try to trick you this time, and you can change up the number problem so that you're missing a number that you're going to take away. So you might say, okay, we're going to start at 13, but then we end up at 8. So we need to count how many times we're moving. And normally what we would teach our students is we would draw the number. So like if you have 13 and you're going back to 8, we would go, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that way you're showing a tangible way. And I'm not going to write on this because obviously I can't erase it, but go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I would know that that number's 5, and I can show with those loops that I moved 5 times. I didn't just go from 13 to 8 and count the numbers in between, because what they'll do is they'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it's 6. But we count the humps that we're making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so you're trying to also engage them and say, okay, well, if we don't have this number, how do we find it? You can do the same thing with any of these. You can take out the first number, honestly, and go, I don't know where to start, but I know that we're moving backwards 5, and then we end up at 8. So let's go backwards, and you're also showing them a different property that you're moving up to in other grades and stuff. You don't have to do this. I'm just suggesting if you have kids and you feel like they're confident at this, you can obviously switch this around. So it's like, okay, I don't know what number I'm starting at, but I'm adding 3 and I get to 5. So let's go back 3. So let's subtract 3 and get to this number. So you're showing them how to flip the problem. So, okay, we were at 5 and we're going back 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, the missing number's 2. Those are some things you can do. One last thing that I want to show you in terms of math, something that's fun and quite frankly, I believe it's a little bit easier to start out with, especially in kindergarten. Graphing. I made up a mock graph to show you like what it would look like. Okay, we're getting out our M&Ms. Let's sort them out by color. That's always fun to do. And then we're going to count how many each group has. So when you get something like this, you never know what it's going to be. And obviously you don't need to use all of them. You could just get a handful of M&Ms and put them out, kind of like how I did. And you can look at the graph and make some observations. So you would start at something like, okay, so which color has the most? And then they look at which one's the tallest, and you can say, okay, count them. How many does the pink have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could say, okay, which one has the least? And depending, I have a tie right here just to show you. I could say the yellow and the blue both have 2, and that's less than everything else. I actually have a green and the purple they're showing 2 right here, so you can do that. But then when you start seeing that they're pretty confident with how to do that, what you can do is you can start asking questions like, okay, how much more does the pink have than the green? And then they can count, well, this one has 3 and this one has 5, so you can either do a subtraction problem, 5 minus 3 equals 2, or you can just have them count the difference. So 3 plus 1, 2 would equal 5. Just some scenarios that you can play into. You don't have to even make a graph like this. You can honestly just line them up next to each other and have the kids make their very own graph using the M&Ms right next to each other, right in front of their eyes. We use this in school, but obviously since we're all at home right now, you might not have access to this, and you might not want to have to draw it out, but you can do something like this, and you can have them count and make sure they're all lined up. Because if kids are spacing them out like this and go, oh, well, pink has the same as the yellow. Well, no, it doesn't, because it actually has a less of a value. And then you have them counted out. Okay, well, let's see. How many does the yellow have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many does the pink have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, because, and again, kindergartners sometimes will do this. They'll accidentally space, like it happens with, bigger numbers. Sometimes they space them out, and it's like, oh, well, look at these two have the same. Well, let's count and make sure. So I just wanted to, again, make this video to show you something that you can do that's a little bit more fun than just plain old math and using plain old objects or counting random stuff. This is a little bit more fun and engaging because the kids know, well, I might get to have some at the end. Use it as an incentive, though. We're not going to have any until I show the work. So you can say, okay, if you can answer 3 questions about the graph, I will let you have 4 M&Ms. Or if you can finish these problems, you get 1 M&M for each problem. Those are some ways that you can incentivize them to do some work. Again, it's for fun. We're not trying to overwork them if they're struggling. Try to think of some other ways. I'm going to be making more videos, so stay tuned. I'm actually going to link the video that I showed my field trip at Dollar General to this. So again, I just wanted to introduce something that was a little bit fun. So until I make my next video, I'll see you guys later. Bye.